What is happening, Magnus? So JD Vance apparently has something to say about the comedian that was set up at the Trump rally to deliver jokes that made people mad, that made people agitated, made people angry. I personally don't think that it would have turned away anyone that would have, like, if you're voting for Trump, I don't think it would have turned you away from voting for Trump. I think that most, I don't even want to say most, but a lot of people are critical thinkers, especially nowadays with everything being as open as it is on the internet and with as much information that you can get and receive and, have conversations and interact, have a discourse with other people online. I think that more people are critically thinking more than ever and realize that, look, he was a guest that told some off-taste jokes. Now, the way I see it, like I explained yesterday, was that read the room. Okay, it's like so many people out there I noticed are kind of like, well, look what he does. I mean, this is what he does. This is, even Jon Stewart said this. I mean, like, this is the guy. This is what he does. And I'd seen him in several different roasts too. But here's the thing, okay? Read the room. When you're coming to a specific occasion, you tailor what you do for that specific occasion. Look, even rappers have radio edits, correct? Not as much as they used to, but when we were coming up, you had radio edits. We know what you do. Cussing and grabbing your meat on stage. Talking about bitches, this, hoes, that, money, that, shoot this nigga, this and that. Okay, that rhyme, let's play the game. Bars. But for the radio edit, it was more tame. Okay, you invite a rapper to your rally. You don't have to have him on stage. All my motherfucking niggas, grab your dick and vote for Kamala Harris. Ha ha, vote for Kamala Harris. Ha ha, grab your motherfucking dick and vote for Kamala Harris. Ha ha. They wouldn't be okay with that, correct? They want them to calm it down, tame it down, do the radio edit. It's the same here with the shock comic. He could have toned it down because of people's sensitivities to certain things. Politics is very touchy, and people have certain preconceived notions about Donald Trump and the Republican Party. You don't want to even feed it by accident when you're talking about bringing in votes. That's just how it is, folks. That's just how it is, okay? You may want to offend people on the left with your jokes, but what you don't want to do is offend people that are on the right that are going to vote for you or undecided that are thinking about voting for you. Now, like I said, most people, I think, these days, or at least a lot more, are more critical thinkers and would think, okay, look, he's famous. I think most people that are familiar with the roasts know that he's famous for really off-color jokes. I've seen him. He's savage. And yes, Jeff Ross, saw them. I've seen his, but my thing is, like I said, it's just about reading the room and tailoring what you do for this specific event. It's not just because you're a pit bull. It's not that you were let off the leash and just start biting and tearing in everybody's ass. That's not how it works. But whatever. So apparently JD Vance has something to say about this. And, oh, by the way, I can't stand when people say dumb stuff like this. Doing what I do, people assume that I know everything about everything that is going on in the world, no matter what it is. So I get stupid comments like this. George Lopez made a joke about Mexicans being thieves, and you didn't say nothing about that. Well, I didn't know about it. I didn't know about that. When I woke up, everything that was in my feed was about this guy. I had no idea about it. And now I know. So I don't like when people assume that I'm purposely avoiding another topic or something. I can't stand that. You know what I mean? But anyway, they get banned anyway. But yeah, so let's check this out. Let's see what Vance had to say. I'm assuming that Vance is going to be like, it was just a joke. Leave it alone. That's what I'm assuming. But we'll see. Uh-oh. Hold on. My sound isn't up. There we go. Okay. Now let's try this out. Sorry about that, folks.
One more question.
Hey there, Senator Alec Hernandez with NBC News. Speaking of Madison Square Garden, last night during the pre-program, a comedian made several racist jokes that the campaign has since distanced itself from. Another speaker called Kamala Harris the Antichrist.
And that's the reason, I can't even talk. And that's the reason why they did distance themselves, because even though they know they were just jokes, they knew that people would take it more seriously than what they had to. I know there's plenty of Puerto Ricans, plenty of Hispanics that are going to vote for Trump no matter what. But it's like, so there's nothing misconstrued, so that there is no misunderstandings. Because I know that Republicans get that a lot. Listen, when I was growing up, I was always told that the Democratic Party was for black people and black people and poorer people, the working class, and that Republicans were for basically rich white people and for racists. I was told this stuff, and in so many words told that stuff. You got what I'm saying? So something like that, whether true or false, can stick, correct? So you got a shock comic, he comes on, he does his thing without taming it down for a political rally, and then people think, oh, you guys are just saying the quiet part out loud. You're just telling us the truth. You're just having this guy voice how you really feel. So, of course, they would have to come out and say, listen, no, it's not like that.
They're called her the devil. You've talked before about former President Trump being able to unite the country. I'm curious, as we are entering this last stretch of campaigning this final week, is that the right tone to have started this final 8 days with?
Well, first of all, I think that we've got to focus, Alec, I appreciate the question, but I think that we as a country, and I think that includes the press, it includes the Kamala Harris campaign, and it certainly includes our campaign, the way that we unite the country is to talk about the issues the American people care the most about. And what we're doing over the next 8 days is we're focused, laser focused, on how we're going to close the border, how we're going to make American lives more affordable again, how we're going to bring down the cost of housing. That's what we should be talking. I think a lot of Americans are sick of the distractions and sick of the BS. They want our candidates to talk about how they're going to solve the people's problems. And that's what we ought to do.
So I see what he's saying here. This is more of a distraction with them jumping on this. Like, like we got you. Your comic said something racist. We're going to get you. And so I see what he's saying here.
Now, I've heard about the joke. I haven't actually seen the joke that you mentioned, but I think that it's telling.
Why do I not believe that? It was all over my feed when I woke up that day.
That Kamala Harris's closing message is essentially that all of Donald Trump's voters are Nazis, and you should get really pissed off about a comedian telling a joke. That is not the message of a winning.
That's true. But by the way, I saw George Lopez's joke, and I thought it was funny, but I didn't take it, like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, exactly. So here's the thing. When I was speaking on this yesterday, I wasn't offended, and I explained that, but I knew that people would be, and I would have read the room and just told a different joke. But apparently there's a big trash problem over there, and I didn't know that. And I looked at a couple of things before I even did the video, but I didn't know about the trash problem. So, that comes with the territory. Sometimes new information is given to you. But the one thing with George Lopez is he's a Mexican. He's a Mexican making a joke about Mexicans that's considered self-deprecating humor. It's like black people being able to say the N-word. It's we us saying it. It's not you saying it. So for a different race to make those jokes, that's different to a lot of people. To a lot of people, it isn't. People just, just a joke's a joke, and the comics, and that's it. And you know. I mean, my personal view, yeah, I do believe in reading a room, knowing your crowd, knowing your brand, and bringing the proper presentation to the proper show, period.
Campaign. And most importantly, it's not the message of a person who's fit to be the president of the United States of America.
I mean, like DMX was really religious, you know, until he would pray at concerts and talk about God and everything like that. But you invite DMX to speak at your church, you don't expect him to come in. All my niggas grab your dicks and pray to God. You don't expect them to do that, correct? All right, then. That's all. It's just tailor what you do for the specific crowd that you're talking to. That rhymed to play at game bars. I should have been a rapper.
And my own view on this is, look, again, I haven't seen the joke. Maybe it's a stupid racist joke, as you said. Maybe it's not. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to comment on the specifics of the joke. But I think that we have to stop getting so offended at every little thing in the United States of America. I'm so over it.
And that's very true. I don't know what's going on with this generation, but they're raising, in the generation before, it's like we're raising a lot of people that are in my generation are raising their children to be ultra sensitive to everything. That's offensive. That's offensive. That's offensive. That's offensive. I've never seen that word offensive used so many times. Everything is racist. Everything is offensive. Everything is you're me, you're missing that on me, misgendering this, doing that. Everything is just so hypersensitive. And it wasn't like that when I was growing up. It definitely wasn't like that when my parents are growing up.
I mean, somebody sent me a couple days ago, and they were kind of pissed off about it. Maybe it was yesterday, of this comedian George Lopez, who had made a joke at a Kamala Harris rally. And he basically, like, the point was, he was trying to make a joke. It was against Mexicans, and I forget the exact context. But if you wanted to look at it a particular way, you could say that was a racist joke. And this person, in fact, was encouraging me to sort of, blow this up and make this about how Kamala Harris doesn't respect Latinos. And my response was, can we all just take a chill pill and take a joke from time to time? This is ridiculous. Our country... Our country was built by frontiersmen who conquered the wilderness. We're not going to restore the greatness of American civilization if we get offended at every little thing. Let's have a sense of humor, let's have a little fun, and let's go win in 8 days. God bless you all. Thank you.
Built by frontiersmen and Chinese and black folk. Yeah, that's right. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed my thoughts on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share.